Does anyone else remember Dead Leaves? Because to be honest, I didn't until randomly while driving home from work, this scene popped into my head.
Oh well, even if we all died tomorrow, it's no big deal. There's still a whole nother batch of clones to take our place.
Suddenly, I remembered watching this movie on repeat. I remembered that I absolutely loved this movie. For those unfamiliar with Dead Leaves, this was an anime movie from back in 2004, directed by Hiroyuki Imaishi, the same dude who directed Gurren Lagann, Panty and Stocking, Kill la Kill, Promare, and Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Obviously, he's got quite the history when it comes to memorable anime. He would eventually leave Gainax to establish the now well-known Studio Trigger. Dead Leaves was, however, produced by Production IG, which, like Hiroyuki, was a well-established studio that worked on many anime like Ghost in the Shell, Blood Plus, and more recently, Heavenly Delusion, which I still need to talk about. With all of that going for it, it's no surprise that Dead Leaves is as wild as it is. To this day, this movie still feels like a fever dream. So for those of you who haven't watched it or don't remember it, here's a quick recap. Retro and Pandy wake up on the moon naked with no memories. They do some crime together, get arrested, and sent to the moon prison. Retro meets a guy with a drill penis. They're fed through their buttholes. Exposition while performing prison slave labor. Sex frees Retro and Pandy from their shackles. Prison break! Just 30 minutes of straight balls to the wall action while they're trying to escape. Panda's pregnant after 10 minutes.
Why is she so pregnant? That's pretty messed up.
Retro and Pandy find out they were spies. Boss fight against prison guards 666 and 777. Straight, raw, unfiltered, unadulterated action. They were running experiments through the prison. Gurren Lagann reference. Retro gets beheaded. Final fight occurs. The baby pulls out a Glock and shoots the big bad. Retro is still alive. It's a stand. If stands had Glocks. Like any good JRPG, it turns into a fight against the giant caterpillar god. The baby, which is now an old man, turns into a butterfly, blowing up the giant caterpillar. The movie ends with Retro and Pandy falling back to Earth. God, this movie is wild. ANN described it as one long run-on sentence back in 2004, and I still think that absolutely fits. First and foremost, it's just a good time and a visual spectacle. There are some very, very minor underlying messages such as corruption in prisons, exploitation of the powerless, but nothing that is truly focused on. To summarize the core story though, Retro, who for some reason has a TV for a head, which is never really explained outside of he was experimented on, and Pandy wake with no memories. Of course, the first thought through their head is, let's do bad shit. In which case, they are of course arrested and sent to prison. Retro and Pandy do it, which leads to them somehow getting free and Pandy getting 9 months pregnant in the span of about 10 minutes. They then proceed to free the other prisoners who see them as gods now and follow them to escape the prison. The entire time they are fighting and trying to escape, they slowly learn more and more about their past, learning that they were genetically mutated to be super spies, to work for the warden of this prison. Something happened and the warden was killed. The daughter thinking that Pandy was the one who killed him. So of course she wants revenge and to continue her father's work. What do I mean by that? Well, inside of Pandy's eye is the mutagen that the warden was trying to create. Mid-fight, the baby is born, but not in your normal way. No, we can't have that. The baby, while still in Pandy's stomach, pulls a gun on the warden's daughter and blasts her away. I wish I could give you a genuine explanation of the story that occurs in Dead Leaves. I really do, but I think the point of the movie is to be nonsensical. If you know or were able to find any meaning within Dead Leaves, feel free to let me know. The story, which is almost non-existent, is cohesive enough to hold the movie together, but nothing really comes out of it. It's just a good watch for no other reason than its impressive visuals, especially when you hold it in comparison to something like Gurren Lagann or Kill la Kill. It's a proof of concept, one that you can have fun with, while at the same time it is most definitely a product of its time. There's a lot of jokes that simply wouldn't stand in today's current climate. So when watching it, or choosing to watch it, that's something you have to remember. I don't have much else to say. I thought of this movie, watched it, and then wanted to see if anyone else remembered this absolutely insane movie. As always though, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like and subscribe. Otherwise, peace.